pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
A little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation, the Bomb Squad Racing Truck Series, live from the Infineon Raceway here in beautiful Sonoma, California. We're so glad you're joining us here tonight on JTN. As always, my name is Joe Towinski. Joining me up here in the booth tonight, he is the one and only, the second half of our Joe Squared booth, Mr. Joseph Weaver. Weaver, buddy, welcome to Wine Country. I saw you were out there visiting the wineries this week. You're going to be here tomorrow night as well, so an extended stay. Hope you're enjoying it. I mean, are you more of a red or a white wine guy?
If it has the same outcome, it's good for me. I'm not a big fan of the wine in general. I was just out there trying to get a feel for what everybody goes crazy about up here.
You divulging more into the foods that come from the wineries, like cheeses. You big cheese guy, right?
I do like me some cheese.
Yeah, big cheese head.
I'm a big fan of some cheese.
Well, pair up your wine and cheese boards here tonight, folks. We're going for 40 laps around this roughly 2-mile road course, 1.99 if you want to get specific. But 40 laps here, Weaver. It's not a marathon, although these drivers at the end of it, they're going to be mighty tired going through all 11 of these turns.
Yeah, absolutely, Joe. This is a track that's going to work the drivers all night long. Like you said, it's going to be a long one for them. Not too long lap-wise, but just a long race in general as far as how much you got to exert yourself running around this track.
It's going to be a fun one here tonight, folks. We, as always, as we kick off, like to remind you, if you haven't already, click the like button on the video, subscribe. When you do that, it helps support us so much here on JTN. We can't thank you enough, as always, for that support. Remember, you can also follow us on our social media. We got all of those links down in the video description below. JoeTowNetwork, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We're on all of them, so, check them out. We appreciate you, as always. See Kathy in chat. That's why you have notifications on, so that way when your husband doesn't remind you that he's racing tonight, you get the notification on your phone, Weaver, and then you can watch him race. Even though Kathy, Brian said he's not too confident in himself tonight. We'll see how that 68 truck does here. Weaver, I mean, what would be your outlook for some of these drivers? And I know I fell into this camp when I was driving, but I don't have a lot of confidence on these road courses. You have some of those drivers that fall into that camp. What would be your biggest piece of advice to them here before this race starts?
My biggest advice when we come to these road courses is just race the track. Don't worry about anybody around you. Just worry about, hitting good corners, running good laps, and the positions will come to you in time. There's so many opportunities for others to make mistakes on a track like this. So if you can run a good, clean race, the positions will come to you.
Do you think that it's basic, right? It sounds cliche. It sounds like something you'd tell like a driver making their first start here. Is that maybe what's intimidating about trying to take that approach to these road courses for some of these guys that have been doing this for years and years and years?
I think so. And I mean, there's always that point where you just want to go out there and you want to compete. You want to take that position away from whoever's in front of you. It's very enticing. And you just got to fight that back a little bit. You got to know what kind of race you got to run. If you're one of those guys out there and you have the confidence and you have the speed, then go out there and battle by all means. But if you're somebody who's looking to just get a good finish and make it through the race without having any issues, I think clean and calm is the way to go.
clean and calm. See Nicholas in chat as well. Welcome in, buddy. Glad you're tuning in here on a Wednesday night. Remember, we're racing all this week from Sonoma. We're then heading up to the Northwest and racing at Portland Sunday night with our friends over at Fast. So a lot of road course racing action this week here on JTN. If that is of your cup of tea, don't miss it. It's all going to be live right here. 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time the next 2 nights, and then 9 p.m. on Sunday. So a little 5 minutes earlier we'll start, but you won't miss a second of Green Flag Racing there if you're back over on that stream at 9:05. So right now, trucks out there qualifying. You're seeing those results at the top of your screens here at this moment. So as those times start to trickle in, we'll be able to show them to you up there on the ticker. Again, Bomb Squad Racing Truck Series action, Cup Series action tomorrow night, and then Xfinity Series action Friday night makes up a packed week of road course racing here on JTN. And yeah, we're at a pretty dang fun racetrack to be having all that road course racing action. 40 laps here tonight around this 1.99 mile road course here, the Infineon Raceway, now known as Sonoma, in the Napa Valley, wine country, Sonoma, California. I'm rambling here, Weaver.
A lot of names.
A lot of names. I mean,
this track.
Some people just say they hate it.
We didn't even name them all either.
No, this is what, Sears Point, right?
Sears Point. That's what I knew it as, Sears Point.
Ooh, look at you. Ooh.
What?
Getting all uppity. Well, I knew it as Sears Point.
That wasn't uppity. That was just, that's what it was.
Do we have a problem?
Lowe's Motor Speedway.
Lowe's Motor Speedway. I'm just joshing around. Well, again, qualifying should be concluding here in a few moments. Get trucks out on track for happy hour. There we go. Weaver, why don't you take us through tonight's starting lineup?
With pleasure, Joe. Starting on... It's going to be the 5 truck of Zach Rogers. Starting outside row 1 is the 029 of BSR Kilojoules. Row 2 is the 86 of BSR Miller and the 028 of BSR Monty Keller. Row 3 is the 103 of BSR Nelly and the 66 of BSR Terry Scott. Row 4 is the 144 of BSR Magoo and the 49 of BSR Brain Fade. Row 5 is the 114 of BSR Eli 114 and the 68 of BSR Brian Voiles. And all alone on row 6 is the 4 of BSR Silver Bullet.
So a nice little field here tonight for this Wednesday night Truck Series thriller. Talked about Zach Rogers being on the pole here tonight. Thank you to Zach for bringing us out tonight and Friday night, sponsoring tonight's race being live on JTN, as well as, again, Friday night. I'd like to remind you, as always, check out Death Craver. It's now available on Amazon. Of course, written by Zach. Good little novel there, so go give it a look and give it a read. You buy it off Amazon, too, and you can get some brownie points with our Amazon overlords, right, Weaver?
Yeah, I mean, you might be needing it sooner than later. You never know.
You never know. You never know. See Silver Bullet out there, that Crown Royal Chevrolet. That's always a good-looking race truck. No, Nicholas, that was Weaver's mic. Weaver, you were cutting out a little bit there in the driver in the starting lineup.
Yeah, if that happens, just let me know. Spectrum's on my to-do list right now. We're four calls in, and all I've got is a monitor placed on my account from them. So
A monitor?
on my service that they're monitoring the service. I gotta call them back tomorrow.
Huh.
It's alright. I don't say anything important, anyways.
No, Weaver, everything you say is important. Benjamin Snyder out there watching Survivor on a Wednesday night. Darren saying hello. Hello, Darren. See Miller there in the 86. Everyone getting their last couple of laps in. I mean, Weaver, if you can pick anyone, but not the 5, who's your pick to win?
Ooh, my pick to win,
But not the 5.
but not the 5.
Yes. Yep, exactly as Darren said. Make sure you click the like button on the video.
Well, Joe, I'm gonna take the 86. BSR Miller.
Ooh, I like that pick. I would say KJ. I think KJ's going to give Zach a run for his money tonight. I think this 5, though, is definitely class of the field. Kathy said she's predicting the 68 to finish in the back row tires.
5 of Zach Rogers is looking strong. Has set some pretty fast lap times through practice, qualifying, now happy hour. I agree. KJ should have a good shot, give him a good run for his money, but this kind of racing, I don't know if it plays too well into KJ's style.
He driving a Corvette tonight, or he's got a Silverado, right? Yeah, he's got a Silverado. Sometimes he drives those wacky cars, you know.
Got the old Wrangler Silverado.
Silverado. Hello, Furco. Again, folks, as Darren said, make sure you click the like button so I can buy a mansion someday. So we can have a JTN content house. So, you know how those, like the influencers on TikTok and Vine back in the day, they had like their little content houses they made? Remember those?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think...
I knew of it before then. This happened
Oh, yeah.
a long time.
We could do a JTN one.
I'm down.
We could do Fake Racers podcast in studio. We could do our broadcasts off of like one set of monitors, which would be kind of cool. Tristan, you would be invited. You would be invited. Totally would be invited. So, truck's gonna get gridded up here for our pace lap. As we await the commands, get engines fired from Infineon. You ready for the command, Weaver?
I'm ready. I'm born ready.
Born ready. Oh my. Weaver, did you grid?
No.
Oh, come on.
Well, listen, I forgot. I'm sorry.
Drivers, start your engines.
As we get to command and engines are fired here from Sonoma, California. It's gonna be Zach Rogers rolling off on pole in that number 5 Steez truck to his outside, or to his driver's right, rather. The 029 of BSR Kilojoules. BSR Miller, Monty Keller gonna line up on row number 2. Nelly and Terry Scott there in row number 3. Magoo in the 144, Brain Fade in the 49, in row 4, Eli, Brian Voiles, and Silver Bullet round out your field of 11 here tonight from Wine Country. Sit back, relax, folks. We're going to have a good one for you tonight as we turn left and right here in the rolling hills of Napa Valley. It's going to take us a little while to get rolled around, though, for that green flag. Weaver, any closing thoughts here on our pre-race?
My closing thought is that we should be here in the fall.
Or in the spring?
Or the spring.
So it can be green?
The grass is green, yeah. And I mean, we technically are, right
We
now,
are, but the track isn't.
Right.
Yeah.
If you haven't out there, go look up some pictures of green Sonoma.
They posted some pictures this past week, I believe.
They've been doing it a lot recently, and they just, we don't get to see enough of that with cars on track.
They know what's up.
What was your favorite section on this track, Joe?
The hairpin.
Oh.
Yeah, I know it's lame.
Boring.
I do like those first 4 corners, like going up the hill.
Going up the hill is fun.
Yeah, going up the hill is fun. And then you get the little dip in there too.
Mm-hmm. Always enjoyed that tight right-hander there, then down through the S's. And you get this big sweeper here. If you hit it all correctly, it just flows real nice.
Kristen, you can check out the website to find out more. We got their the Bomb Squad Racing website linked in the video description. Also, and then get you set up there. I don't know per se, but we always say go to bombsquadracing.net if you want to find out more. Zach Rogers rolling off from the pole here in the number 5. Again, 40 laps tonight from Sonoma, just around 80 miles, just under it. As the pace truck is in, field makes their way down the front stretch before we hit that kink. Kinky, isn't it? Rogers with control, Flagman with green in hand, and we're racing here from Infineon. Up the hill they go, single file mostly throughout. First side by side saw Terry Scott and Magoo. Magoo washes up off of turn number 2. That allows that 66 to truck on by, but now single file as Rogers tries to establish a gap back to second place, BSR Kilojoules.
Doing a good job of that so far. KJ running about 7 truck lengths back now. BSR Miller there in third. He's close on the bumper, that 029.
29 with a big moment there off of turn number 6 into the S's we go. Miller had a chance to make a pounce, didn't take it. Now going to be all over the tailgate of the 029 here through the back half of the S's. Zach Rogers has established that lead, Weaver.
BSR Nelly in the 103. He's up a couple spots up into 5th. Now the real race begins, Joe. What is your strategy going to be for this race?
Settle in, man.
Out?
Just settle in, right? Like, just get in your groove. Don't ruffle anyone's feathers. Don't push it. I mean, we talked about, I don't know, I think we skipped over this in pre-race, but you can go about 17 to 20 laps. So if you can get to 20, that makes it a one-stop race. So settle in, take it easy, as the song says, and get into your groove here. That's my strategy a lot of times at road courses. I don't really worry about being fast because I know I'm not going to be up there battling for the lead. But if I can be consistent, that's going to pay off, and that's going to gain me positions throughout the race. Consistency is such a large key on tracks like this, on road courses, and maybe some of our more technical racetracks that we'll go to, ovals that we'll go to throughout the season. I know I cut you off when you were asking the question, Weaver, and I just cut you off again because I saw your mic light up, but yeah, consistency. Consistency is key, and I'm going to be consistent in cutting you off tonight, apparently.
You're doing a good job so far, Joe. You mentioned the fuel. If they can make that magical 20-lap mark, you can make it a one-stop race. Probably going to take a little saving from both sides of that pit stop.
Yep.
So something that if that's your plan, you got to be starting now and working towards that goal.
And that's part of settling into a groove, right? If, settling into a groove doesn't mean you're settling into your fastest laps possible. It could mean that you're settling into a pace that's comfortable behind the wheel, but also conserves that fuel that you need to kind of maybe make it on a one-stop race. Again, it's far-fetched to do so. Don't think we're going to see these leaders doing it, especially that 5, 029, and 86 that we're kind of watching the 029 since he's in the middle. But as we go to Zach Rogers in the 5, you can tell he's already kind of really pushing the issue, right? We know tires can also become a concern with these trucks on these tracks. So, these things are so heavy compared to some of the other racing vehicles we'll see this week. But, that's the other thing. If you push your tires, well, then you pit. You can make up that 3 seconds a lap, So it's all going to be, it's kind of going to be about how fast you feel you are and how well you can execute your strategy. Going to see those strategies vary throughout the night.
Yeah, Joe, you talk about the tires. I mean, you go to a track like Atlanta or Dover, we talk about those tracks being tire eaters, but I feel like the road courses really get overlooked in Infineon and Watkins Glen here. That your tires they'll go.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be bordering blowing a tire by the time you finish a fuel run most of the time if you're running to the limits. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Watch as the lap times get slower as the run goes on. Right now, driver's still setting fast lap times. Kilojoules in second just set his fastest lap time the last time by. Oh, Miller's around hard into the inside wall. Caught the grass coming out of that little short chute. That's going to be the end of his race.
Caught the grass, caught the dirt. Here's the replay. Oh, man, he barely got it too, Weaver.
Yeah, just a couple more feet, and he was going to just be sliding across there. Most likely harmless, but...
just instant death. Bam. And that's the risk you take when you're pushing the truck right now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He's fighting to get all the time out of that truck when it's fast, and you can see how quickly it can bite you here. Not a lot of room for mistakes on a lot of these corners.
And there it is one more time. So, Zach Rogers still out in front of the field. He's, as our friend Mac Daddy in chat says, he's yarding KJ right now. back there in second.
That incident has seen the 028 of BSR Monte Keller. He's moved up and is now in that third position. He's running some decent lap times here, Joe. Not as fast as our leaders, but running consistent. He's got a pretty good gap back to Nelly there in fourth.
Consistency really is the key, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think when you look at somebody like him, or 103 BSR Nelly, they're in a good spot if they can save the fuel to do that one-stop strategy and really get the good benefit of it, where they can kind of remain in touch with these leaders, but if they can make it on one stop and the leaders have to go two, it's going to make it a close race.
Look back here to the battle for fifth. Terry Scott holding off Brain Fade in the 49 right now. Magoo right there in tow as well. Watching the 66 and 49, they'll battle for the fifth spot here through the S's.
Brain Fade wants that spot. He's trying to get any little advantage on Terry Scott that he can here to get this pass made. Big defensive line taken there by the 66 of Terry Scott going into the hairpin, covering up the inside. You want to get around me, go around the outside.
Always point them to your right, not your left, right? Well, I guess in this chance, you want to point them to your left. I put my foot in my mouth, Weaver. Wow. Boyles has gone a lap down on the 68 truck.
Oh, Magoo's off in the dirt there at the short chute. He's into the tires.
Gets it back rolling.
Just got a little too wide there.
See the replay of it, just trying to get that truck to go back right, and you see the weight, the balance of the truck, just, he's fighting it, right, and he goes around.
Yeah, it didn't look like too bad of a hit there, but if anybody out there is
And KJ's
a racer of
around.
NR,
Weaver, I'm sorry, but KJ's around. Here's the replay of it, just tried to get onto the accelerator there off of turn number 5, and he loops it.
yeah, and caught in a bad spot, facing the wrong way, hard to get turned around here. He's still trying to get it back going straight. That's going to bring out the yellow.
So first caution of the night is out here. As Zach Rogers leads. Ford Pace truck will pick him up. So Pace truck gonna catch up to Zach Rogers here. First caution of the night, Weaver. So this kind of throws away our make it on one stop strategy.
Well, I mean, it does and it doesn't, because we're still going to be making it on one stop after this. But definitely won't be seeing anybody gaining an advantage now. Everybody will likely come down and pit here and then only have one more service for the rest of the race.
So, should see most of the leaders, if not all, probably all. I should see everyone come down pit lane here. Voiles, of course, the only truck a lap down. He'll receive the free pass.
Caution was nice and timely there from Magoo as well. He saw he just had that little spin. And he's going to be able to go back, get back where he was running, back fighting with, it was Terry Scott.
So Tristan, he's got a question for us in chat here, Weaver, as we watch our pit stops. What's your go-to first date restaurant? I have a feeling he's asking for some help here. But what's your go-to first date restaurant, Weaver?
I mean, it depends on the girl. I would say who you taking out. How far are you trying to go with all that jazz? I'd say. So what's that one? The Cheesecake Factory.
Isn't that like? I mean, yeah, but I thought I saw that's like a big ick to take the.
Yeah, well, if it's a girl that uses the word ick, then I don't want to be with her anyway, so that's fine with me.
Tristan, I think it's always good to... I don't think there's the one-size-fits-all answer for that, but I say always go somewhere that you know you like, so that way if the date doesn't go well, you at least got good food that you bought,
Yeah. That's a good rule of thumb. Something that has a good menu, expansive, a lot of options.
Yeah.
Or if you just know any good, like, hole-in-the-wall local places that are, hidden gems.
Local places is where it's at, right? Like, that's the...
Yeah, because then, she giving her an idea that you know stuff.
You know stuff, exactly. You want to give the idea that you know stuff. You might not know anything.
Yeah, it's just, it's more what she thinks, Joe.
Exactly.
It don't matter if you know stuff, but if she don't think
right?
you know stuff.
It's appearances.
Because that's what this world runs off of. Appearances and first impressions.
Tristan says Chili's.
Chili's, I don't know about a first date.
Listen.
It's not bad.
You get
You
get a couple of those margaritas going though.
That's true. I mean, like I said,
I mean,
it all
you saw what
depends.
they were doing to Corey LaJoy's car at the 500.
Yeah, like I said, it all really comes down to the feeling that I got on the date.
Mm-hmm.
That where I'm gonna go.
Hey, but whatever works for you works for you. Right? Like that's the big thing.
Right. See, I'm more a fan of something like small on the food side than go see a movie or do something outside. I'm not a big restaurant guy.
There's a lot of pressure there. It's almost like an interview, right? Because you're sitting like right across from somebody.
Yeah. And there's all the kinds of unwritten etiquette and stuff of how you're supposed to sit and do things, and
66% success rate doesn't lie, is what he says. Hey.
Yeah, it's not bad. Just remember one thing: when you go out, always let her sit in the bench seat in the booth. You have to sit in the chair.
Yep, you guys sit in the chair. You let her decide where to sit. You know, that's the key. That's the key. Kathy's also got a good point. Don't commit to a meal. Coffee's a good one. Straight up coffee's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Or Tristan, you're still in school, man. Just do a library date or something, you know?
Got a lot of scenic areas around here. I like, getting something and then going to an area.
Tristan, we know. Get ready to go back green. Coming to lap 11 of 40. 30 to go here from Sonoma. Green flag.
Everybody getting up and through the gears, up and through the
one in the
hills
grass
here.
Sorry, Monty Keller, like I said, consistently cutting you off. Monty Keller got into the grass there off of turn number 2. Up through 3 and 4 now. Lucky Dog, Brian Voiles, that's correct.
Hey, brain fade. Off there, brain fade.
Hey, they pave it so you can use it, Weaver. He's not off anywhere.
Yeah, I guess.
Zach Rogers, though, he is out in front. Monty Keller and Nelly second and third, respectively, as we watch the 5 truck putting some work in here. More dirt getting kicked up there through the S's, but a clean lap for our race leader.
And Nelly had a little excursion there about halfway through the S's. That's allowed Terry Scott and KJ to catch back up. Now KJ make a move on Terry Scott for, I believe that's fourth position. Now KJ around the outside of Nelly on the front straightaway, back up into third. Continuing his charge back towards the front. No, he's not happy with himself right now.
Keith said you're getting a Happy Meal.
I think that might be my move for dinner after this race.
Yeah. Hey.
Good old Happy Meal.
Get a good old Happy Meal.
You can't go wrong with it, man. That's the only thing.
Got some apples in there too, right? Like.
Well, I mean, I get the kids' fry, but.
Wait, they make you pick fries or apples now? You don't get fries and apples?
Well, you might be able to get both. I don't know. Because you could get, like, the kids' fry and then you can get an extra kids' fry.
Oh, okay.
So,
so you get double fries. Yeah. Or you get fry and apple. Or fry and Go-Gurt.
I got yogurt and I got apples at home. I go pick one from a tree. I don't need McDonald's for that.
McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. That was a little sensual. Upcoming races here on JTN. We're back tomorrow night. Cup Series racing right here at Infineon. See if Zach Rogers can have another strong performance to start tomorrow night, as he has here tonight. Then guess what? Guess where we are Friday night, Weaver?
Where are we, Joe?
You'll never guess.
Mid-Ohio.
Nope. Farther west.
Las Vegas.
A little bit farther.
I didn't know Hawaii had a track. Oh, what's that track up in Alaska they got? Is it that one?
No. Right back here Friday night. Infineon Raceway. BSR Xfinity Series action. And then Sunday, we're going to head north to Portland, Oregon. Portland International Raceway, PIR, for the Fast Renegade Cup Series. They're taking their second trek up to the Northwest tomorrow night. Or Sunday night, excuse me. Live right here on JTN. Those races, of course, presented by mainly presented by our friends at SchemeHaven.com, your new #1 source paint scheme repository.
Always fun to go get a look at some paint schemes, new and old.
Cookout is really good. By the way, Tristan says Cookout's the last bastion of good fast food. That is correct. All right.
Man, we're not allowed to talk about Cookout when I'm not in the area that I can get it in. Especially when I'm hungry, man.
Dude, that place. That was one of the reasons I regretted not going to Clemson.
That's an institution, man.
KJ goes through for second.
Oh,
my!
Miller loose.
He got back going. He's okay.
That's my color sign. I believe the yellow's out, Joe.
Did the yellow come out? Oh, Brain's around. Why did Brain go around? Let's see. I went around by his lonesome. Gonna clip the curb. And around he goes. Whoop.
Just a harmless little spin there. You see, you did a good job gassing up to get out of the way of the traffic coming there. Courteous.
Yeah, he tried a shortcut. All right, wait. You know the thing I'm really excited to talk about?
What are you really excited to talk about, Joe?
You know me. You know what I'm really excited to talk about. You got to know it. Biggest news this week. Come on.
The biggest news this week?
Yeah.
Huh. Was there big news this week? I've been kind of out of the loop past couple days.
Dodge unveiled the new Dodge Charger yesterday. And I already want to give them all my money. I know you've probably seen it at a glance, I'm assuming, right?
Maybe. I don't know. Did I?
You didn't see it?
Let me. I'm gonna ask our statistician next to us right now to give me some
probably the worst reveal video I've ever watched for a car. But a really cool looking car. There's going to be a 2-door and a 4-door variant. There'll be an all-electric coming later this year, and then the inline twin-turbo Hurricane 6 in 2025. The car is going to look a little bit different between the combustion and the electric, of course, because of the R-wing hood that's on the electric that you can get away with because you don't have, air intakes for an engine and a radiator. I think a really cool looking car. It's a beefy car. It's a muscle car at the end of the day. It's more energy dense than the Hemis. What? What did you say?
No, it ain't a muscle car. We ain't got no muscle cars no more.
It's a muscle car. Are you not looking at the same thing I'm looking at?
Does it got electronics, Joe?
Okay, boo-hoo. Wow. That's your bar?
Yeah, you gotta have a carburetor. Maximum 5 wires in the whole car.
Maximum 5 wires?
5. That's all you need. You need. All right, I forgot. Well, you got to have your 8 for your ignition and your spark plugs. That's what they're called. Duh. Something to go to your starter and the battery. So what? Like 10?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you 12 just so you can get something else in there if you want.
So you want key doors, you want roll down windows, you want okay. No, listen. I really want like a 90s pickup truck with all of those things on it just cuz I think they're nice. Creature comforts are stupid, but yeah.
I mean, they didn't need them. You don't need them.
Yeah.
It works. Everybody choosing to come in the pit road here just to get back to the racing for a second.
Yeah.
Everybody coming in thought maybe somebody might stay out, but don't think you can make it from this point for sure. So
yeah,
still gonna have one stop after this. I think this, if anything, is just showing us how important tires can be, how important fuel can be. This could set you up for a quick stop for your one stop under green if you have to take one. I'll see in the images, Joe. I have seen that. I didn't know it was just the same as the. You made it sound like it was something new, not the same car that was shown off
Well,
a while ago.
this was like the full reveal of all the specs and stuff. So you're gonna have 2 different electric variants at launch, and then the Banshee, which is like the new Hellcat, like the super high power one, coming later, and then the gas car is gonna come next year. And then also it was the whole that there's a 4-door and a 2-door was something that we didn't know for sure. Even though I think some of like the insiders had already picked that up. But yeah, no, it's cool. And the fact that they've officially announced there's a gas one and not just the electric, which is big.
Not too big a fan of the design, but I wasn't when they first brought back the Charger, so
And it grew,
maybe they'll
right?
make it better. Well, it didn't grow; they just made it better with
Yeah.
different design.
Yeah, no, I get it. I like it. I think it looks cool. And I'm definitely... I think I fit into their prospective consumer, right? Go ahead and make the joke.
Joe, you would fit the square peg in the round hole if it meant you being owning a Dodge. So
There we go. So, you know, I'm going to think it's cool no matter what. So, I drive a Dodge Hornet, which is the worst selling car in the country right now. So, I am not on the cutting edge of being hip with my car choices. I am looking at a Dodge Dakota right now.
I mean, I gotta say, don't know if that's to do anything with the car itself. I other than when it was announced, I don't think I've heard anything in any form about the Dodge Hornet.
Yeah, I don't think they did a very good job with the marketing.
I don't think they did a job at all with the marketing.
Well, so the thing with the Hornet was, and we're going to be going back green, I didn't buy, I'm leasing, Tristan. There's a difference. I have no equity. The whole point of this car was to, like, get, like, it's like they call it their gateway muscle, but they didn't do a really good job of explaining what that meant. And it's just a rebadged Alpha, so the price point isn't really... It's supposed to be for younger folk, is their idea with it, and that's what all their marketing's geared towards. But the price point doesn't reflect that, so that's kind of the problem there. I like my Dodge Hornet. I also like that I only have it for 2 years. Zach Rogers with control here for the restart, coming back to lap 17 of 40 here from Infineon. Green flag, we're back underway.
Back up the hill they go under green here. KJ back up in second now. He's taking a look on the inside, not there to make the move.
Monty Keller out into the grass once again there, up over the hill.
Caught a little bit with those left side tires, but got back on the track quick. Holds on to fourth position there, right behind Nelly.
All these truckers coming down into this braking zone.
You know, I did something today with my car that I've never done before, Joe.
What's that?
I let the gas light come on.
Oh my goodness. Isn't it like a... I also don't do that. Isn't that like a scary feeling when you see that gas light come on?
I mean, it would have been if I wasn't expecting it. I knew I was running it as dry as I could.
Yeah.
But
The price of gas went up, man.
you ain't kidding, man. Especially with Bike Week down here, they're
gouging you then.
They are tripping.
They are gouging you.
I think the different, you know, we have one of those corners where it's the 3 corners of the intersection is gas stations, and the one I went to was about 329. The one across the street was about 349.
Mm.
It's all over the place.
KJ keeping up with this 5 truck a little bit better here. Zach's still extending his lead ever so slightly, corner by corner. He's just been so smooth tonight, Weaver. gotta really commend him for I know he's put a lot of practice into this week. I think he ran a mock race for all 3 nights, he was telling me, down in the garage area. As Nelly's around here in the S's, he's pointed the wrong way. No caution just yet. He's gonna get turned around. We stay green. Get a replay of what happened there with the 103. Probably just went around by his lonesome, but Rogers has just looked so good here tonight. So we get the replay here. The 103 gets the left rear, into the grass, goes around, slaps the tires, gets back rolling, but it's going to lose a lot of track position, Weaver, and that's not what you want to do on this racetrack.
Yeah, not at all, especially when you're running up there in the top 5 to go from up there in the top 5 to now further towards the back around 10th. It's tough. Very tough.
Tristan, does the gaslight in your Tacoma also make the Death Star sound? So that'd be kind of cool.
Also, to your point you said earlier, Joe, any light comes on in my car and my heart's stopping for a second.
I also did drive around with a check engine light for 2 years on the Avenger, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just built different.
Yeah, all the lights are off for me if everything's normal. I mean, there's an airbag light that stays on. Who knows
That's
why?
not good. Wait.
But,
Circle back. The airbag light's on?
Yeah, it's always been, like, since we bought the car almost. And
Oh my goodness.
it's been to the shop multiple times. That's just how it is. So if I get in a wreck and the airbags don't deploy, you'll know why. I'll know why.
Tristan's story about that Avenger, I sold it for what I thought was fair market value for it. Probably a little bit more than what I probably should have got for it, because the cross member on the front was rusted through on the ends. So, probably not safe to drive on the highway. Next day I saw the guy that posted for 2.5 times what I sold it to him for. Right, Weaver? I think I sent you those posts. Posted it for 2.5 times what I sold it to him for. I wonder if he sold it. I doubt he did, because he also put incorrect mileage on it. But yeah, very interesting. So
He might have went home and rolled it over.
yeah, I hope not.
I wouldn't put it past people.
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful. Gotta inspect the vehicles when you buy them. If you're buying secondhand.
Yep.
Speaking of second, we're in the second half of this race now. Zach Rogers crossing the line there for lap 21.
Weaver, that was good.
Starting to pull a little bit more of a gap on KJ.
That was good. That was smooth.
That's what I do, baby. Like peanut butter.
Oh, you like your peanut butter smooth? You don't like it crunchy?
Nah, I like it both ways.
Ooh.
Equal opportunity peanut butter and consumer. Well, not really, because I don't eat Jif.
You're a switch hitter, huh?
Mm-hmm. Never know what you gonna get. Rogers, like we said, put the gap on KJ so far, but that ain't nothing on the gap they put on third place Monty Keller. Almost 10 seconds back from second place now. KJ's coming in. He's making his stop, what could be the last stop of the race.
What do you think of this?
Pitting early. Looks like he might be going for some sort of undercut here.
Eli's also on pit road.
The window is open to make it from here on fuel.
Weaver, I don't know if I like that, though. I would have rather just split the second half of the race in half, right?
I don't know. It's tough. Maybe just a move from KJ to cover off anybody from behind coming up and getting second place from him. Could just be a Hail Mary call. You're gonna have to do something different if you want to beat that 5 truck tonight. Ain't gonna beat Rogers doing the same thing he's doing. KJ 4 tires fuel back out there now, going up the hill.
Kathy, you got a V10 Ford Excursion? That is amazing.
She owns the road.
That thing's huge, man.
That is an imposing vehicle.
That's amazing. I love it. It's like those Jeep Wagoneers, man. Have you seen one of those in the wild yet?
Sadly, I don't like those.
No, they're freaking massive. I don't like them either. I think it's probably the dumbest thing I've seen the Jeep brand make since the Renegade, which, you know, whatever.
Nah, the dumbest thing they did since then is that the pick 'em up truck.
You don't like the Gladiator?
No, I don't.
Wow.
If you want a truck, get a truck. If you want a Jeep, get a Jeep. 2 different things for a reason.
You can't have your foot in one pot, not the other.
Can't have one, can't have both. That's not how life works. You get one or the other.
Or you just buy 2 cheap. So you buy a cheap Wrangler and then you buy a cheap pickup truck, and then you have both of them.
There you go.
That's what you do.
It's
That's
just
what I would do.
A stain on the Wrangler name.
Well, it's a Gladiator.
Gladiator, whatever. Well, it's the same.
It is
it's
a
like
thing.
It's a Wrangler with a truck bed.
Yeah, it's almost like a Ute, you know?
Don't disrespect the Ute like that.
I saw a Ford Focus Ute the other day.
Look at that.
It was pretty cool.
That's incredible.
It was pretty cool, man. Bro acts like a Jeep pickup is something new. Yeah, Tristan, that's what I'm saying.
I just don't like it. Not a fan.
Don't like it. What's your least favorite truck for all the folks out there? Obviously, Weaver's is the Gladiator. But we're truck racing tonight, so what's your least favorite truck? I'm not a big fan of this last generation of Silverado. Like what Zach's driving right now.
I don't think anybody's really putting out a bad product right now. The Nissans don't really look the greatest, but...
Ooh, a Honda Ridgeline.
Oh, God. That was... Do they still make those?
Yes! I
Oh,
thought about
my.
getting one.
Oh, why? Well, I guess it's a Honda.
It's a Honda, yeah. Tristan also says Hyundai Santa Cruz.
Oh...
I
I
know
don't
there's...
know if I'd consider it a truck exactly, but those are very ugly. That's about the only thing I dislike coming out of Hyundai.
People talk about the Ford Mavericks with a little bit of disdain in their voice, right? I don't know how I feel
like
about
those.
that.
I think
Eli
they're
has
pretty
retired, so has Silver Bullet. The 3 retirees from this race. Sorry, Weaver. I like the Maverick. I think it's a good idea.
I like it.
We
It's a
need
good
little
looking
trucks.
truck.
You know?
Yeah.
We need little trucks. And I need Ford to make more of them. Instead of, oh, look, we have this cheap option. Oh, but we're not going to make a lot of them, so that way we can drive the price of them up artificially.
I feel like that's more just an American market thing. They're pretty big elsewhere. And then Zach Rogers still turning laps out here, yet to make his pit stop. Final pit stops of the race coming for everybody. Seen a few make them already.
Going around in circles again.
28 of Monty Keller in second place, going through the S's right now. He's got huge gap.
He still got a pit though, right?
Yes.
So I wonder how much time KJ's actually made up by pitting early. And if it'll be enough.
Worry about if it'll be enough to make up time, and if it'll be enough with the fuel. We know the window was open, but it was just a crack, Joe. It wasn't
Now it's wide open, right?
You're good. You pit now. You're
good.
For sure. KJ, you might have to save a little bit.
Well, how do you balance that, right? Like, in theory, he should have the fresher tires. He should have a little bit more pace to start, but, wearing out those tires a little bit. End of the run, once we get to the end of this race, he's going to be at a definite deficit. Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah, for sure. But also something to think about here, Joe, when you come to his super speedway road course like this.
I mean, it's super speedway length, right?
Yeah, we just got done with Daytona week. It was a lot.
Yeah.
You come to a road course like this, it's a lot easier to save a little bit of fuel here and there, so you're not really losing as much time if you can just go out there short shift, brake a little earlier. A whole number of things that you can do out here to save a little bit of fuel, rather than if we go to an old track, you gotta hit the clutch for half the corner and you really notice that time difference.
And again, Rogers has just been so smooth here tonight. You got to appreciate the dedication he's put in. I was talking about it earlier. He's run probably at least 150 laps this week on this track. Put a lot of time and effort in going for the sweep this week. He's said that's the goal at the end of the day. Know he's going to have some competition throughout the week, but right now he's doing a good job setting the pace here, not making any mistakes, which some of his competitors have made tonight, and just being smooth and easy on the throttle and smooth and easy behind the steering wheel. Got another fan question in chat from Tristan. You want to hear it?
Mm-hmm.
What is our solution to these ridiculous new car prices? You know what my solution is?
What is it, Joe?
Cheaper cars. Or in like the case of Stellantis, price your cars actually what they're worth.
Right. I mean, I just think it's not really in their hands at the moment. It is, but I mean, we've seen rising shipping and
I think
equipment, all those kinds of costs go up across the board, higher wages and all that. It's all stuff that gets past the consumer eventually. So
yeah, the real problem is these car companies, they realize they can make higher trim levels, so they make more of the higher trim levels than the lower trim levels. So when you go to your dealership, you can, you can't get a F-150 XLT, but you can't get a Lariat, right? Or I'm trying to think.
Also, I think highlights the bigger problem in my eyes. Not so much the manufacturers or the cars themselves, it's the dealerships.
Yeah,
I think the biggest thing when you're buying a car now is the dealership markups.
Yeah,
all the extra stuff that they're doing that you don't really need or want. Just ways that they nickel and dime you to get their buck.
I'm gonna give some free advertising. So of course, like I said, I got a new car here in the last couple months, so I did a lot of research into it. I got a car that I liked, even though a lot of people don't like it. Car Edge, free publicity for them, for all you folks out there listening, for the millions and millions of JTN fans out there. Car Edge, great resource. You can look up cars. You can see how long they've been sitting on dealer lots, which is really important. If you're maybe in between two models, buy the one that has been sitting on the lot longer, because that gives the dealership more incentive to discount it. So you can kind of, play their game as they play it at you, kind of take it back into your hands. But yeah, I did a lot of research. Car Edge, it's a really good resource. I recommend it. That's what kind of helped me hone in on the Hornet that I ended up picking and getting. So yeah, use that resource. Also, if you buy a used car, make sure you go get it checked out by a certified technician or something. You know, like go somewhere else to get it checked instead of the dealership that you buy it from. They should allow you to do that as long as you pay for the inspection. So, yeah. Kathy, wherever you're seeing $160,000 houses, please let me know. I need one. A lot of it has to do with the interest rates, right? And the payments and what you can justify. I don't understand buying an $80,000 car, though. I don't know if you would ever do that, Weaver.
I mean, if I had $80,000 to spend on a car.
Yeah, but I like finance it. I don't think I'd ever finance an $80,000 car.
It depends what kind of, situation I'm in financially in general. Because, I mean, something like that, it's good for credit, big purchases, financing, big things like that.
That's true.
But
working 10 laps to go.
Yeah. 10 laps to go. Haven't seen our leaders come in yet.
We're just talking. We're just giving people financial advice out here.
Yeah, whatever you need to know, call in. We'll get you an answer.
Kathy, I do understand what you're saying, though, the whole 30-year mortgage and kind of the way the car... It is weird. I'd say always pay cash and things, but it's hard. It's hard to do that. JTN2 Financial Podcast one. Well, no more new podcasts on JTN2.
Here comes Zach Rogers down pit road for his final service of the night.
Really aggressive getting to that line.
Yeah, a lot of time could be made or lost there on that pit entry because pit speed doesn't start till you get around that corner. As hard as you could cook it through there, go ahead. Big risk versus reward.
Kathy, if you don't mind me asking, what year did you buy your place in? Because, oh man, inflation got me down. And you don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell us, of course, if you don't want to. I don't want to pry.
Great time to say all views expressed are of our own and we are not giving financial advice.
That too. 2014? Wow. Okay. Good on ya. Wow. That's a steal of a deal.
That was a right at the end of when it was decent and starting to
really turn
creep into rough. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that Killer Cobra K? Is that?
That's Jacob Krause.
Is that Krause? What's up, buddy?
That's old Krause.
Hope you're having a good one out there, man. Long time no see.
Pit stops fully cycled through. Looks like the lead has grown for Zach Rogers through that long pit cycle there. Saw KJ come in real early as soon as that window opened. He's back in second, but about 40 seconds back of our leader, Zach Rogers here.
We're doing well, Krause. We're doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. Glad to see you out there, man. That makes me happy. Weird. That makes me happy.
Oh, Carl's a real one. He's always
He's a
checking
real one.
in. Anytime I've streamed in the past, he'll check in sometimes, time.
So KJ's moved up to second. Magoo is third. I believe he still has to pit. Terry Scott fourth. Monty Keller fifth. Terry Scott and Magoo, like I said, still have to pit.
Not on pit road as we speak.
Love you too, buddy. Oh, we're coming down to the end of this one, Weaver.
That we are. The hard work looking to pay off for Zach Rogers here. He's just got a handful more of laps that he has to complete here before he can claim victory in our first race at Infineon this week with the Bomb Squad Racing, right now, Truck Series.
You going back by Brian again there in the 68. Brian Boyles is not last. That's correct. He didn't finish last tonight. He might be the last to finish, but he's not going to finish last. How about that? 6 to go at the line.
See, he's in the spot I like to be in for these races. Let me get a couple laps down. That's less laps I got to run.
Exactly. Less work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your arms don't get as sore.
You look ahead here, you got brain fade. If he stays ahead, he's got to run a whole nother lap after the race ends.
You just give it up at that point?
I definitely have been known to do it. And sometimes finishing on the lead lap, it's always the small victories, but sometimes you just want to get out of there,
We're watching truck racing here tonight. Of course, the big story in the Truck Series over the weekend, Rajah Caruth getting his first career Truck Series win. I talked about it with Davey and Matt on the Fake Racers podcast, but would love to hear your thoughts on Rajah getting that breakthrough win.
I think it was great. I think he's a young guy with a lot of talent coming into the sport. He's got some good backing, a lot of drivers reaching out to be a mentor and a helping hand. I think he could really come in and set some things ablaze.
I think the big thing too, everyone always talks about William Byron, how he started in like sim racing, like these guys out here tonight, but Rajah actually started and did that all the way up until 2019, and has really only been racing real cars for 4 years now, 5 years.
Yeah, not very long, not the Legends career like William Byron had. He had spent some
money.
Spent some time in the going well.
Well, his dad spent the money, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. It's hard to hold the money thing against any driver.
Oh,
these
no,
days, so.
Yeah.
But like you said, just he really is the first to really come out here and find success in the top levels. Who, like you said, just a few years ago, he was just like these guys out here running around and didn't have anything but a wild dream that he'd be running a NASCAR National Series, let alone getting a win.
Beating Kyle Busch and Christopher Bell and Zane Smith too, right?
Yeah, very strong.
Strong field. Yeah.
And it wasn't a gimme race. It was a race from the start to the finish. They just did what he had to do, kept it clean, and had a good team behind him.
Qualified on pole for that race too. Rogers behind Nelly now through the S's. Has to be careful. You don't want to ruffle any feathers here.
Nelly trying to fight to stay on that lead lap.
But again, as you said, Weaver, let him have it, you know? Less work for you, right? No?
I mean, it depends. We're talking about top 5 here now. You finish top 5, you might want to have that.
You want to finish on lead lap if you're in the top 5?
Yeah, top 5, but you finish the lap down, it kind of got a little sting to it. So,
Tristan, the one thing about Spire, though, remember they did buy KBM. It's more so they like bought themselves to be a truck power. That's the way I'd look at it, at least. But they still do have Chase Purdy in the 77. Who could forget Chase Purdy?
I mean, even with that, though, Joe, Spire as a whole, I feel like they hit the next gen era strong, but then they kind of, I feel like they fell back, took a pretty big step back last year. And
That's true.
Now they're starting to take even bigger steps forward to new heights. It's fun watching all these smaller teams really be able to come into their own and be competitive. It's not something we've really seen a lot in NASCAR, or at least not in our lifetime. Zach Rogers about to cross the line, get 2 laps to go here.
He's just taking it. He's on a Sunday drive right now, Weaver.
Yeah, KJ had caught up just a few seconds there, but now caught in some traffic, falling back. Those tires probably not, being too kind to him at this. They got almost 20 laps on them.
Off the final corner to the line this time. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. Presented by Death Craver. Here, your Death Craver 1 to go. New novel now available on Amazon by Zach Rogers, our race leader. Futuristic Racing Series, where Death Craver and his evil squad of racers goes against the protagonist to decide who is the true winner. Death Craver now available on Amazon. Of course, by our race leader, Zach Rogers. Zach had typed up these wonderful reads for us when he was doing some more sponsorship, and for the life of me, I can't find them. It's pitiful. It's pitiful. Death Craver 1 to go. Go give Zach some love. Go read his book. It's a good one. Through the S's. Around the bend. Into grandmother's house we will go. Into the final set of corners. Zach Rogers just has to make it back to the line. He gets off the corner. He'll head down into the kink before the start-finish line. White flag. And now a checkered. Zach Rogers wins the Truck Series race here from Infineon. KJ gonna come home in second, it would appear. Weaver, you're gonna say flawless.
Flawless drive there from Zach Rogers to bring it home for the win here in our first race of the week. He said KJ going to bring it home in second. Looks like Monty Keller is in position to bring it home in third.
So again, we'll talk with our podium finishers as we always do. But Zach Rogers, once again, he's your winner here tonight from Sonoma. He's dirt tracking it out there right now. Folks, as always, can't thank you enough for watching. We encourage you to stick around for the interviews, but if this is where you have to leave us, make sure you first leave us a like on the video. Again, it goes so far to help support us here on JTN. We just crossed that 1,500 subscriber threshold, so thank you for that. Make sure if you haven't already, you're subscribed to us here on JTN. Folks, we can't thank you enough for all the support you've given us here in these first 3 years. And, yeah, so we get ready to enter year number 4 here on JTN. Again, we're so appreciative of you folks at home. And, again, appreciate it if you click the subscribe button if you're not already. And also make sure you click the like button on the live stream and all of our videos for that matter. Rogers, though, brings it around. He'll get to burn it down for the fans here in wine country. Yeah, Kathy, exactly. Make sure you got notifications turned on in case the hubby doesn't tell you when we're going live. Rogers burns it down. He'll look to win tomorrow night as the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series heads back here from Infineon. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. A big thanks to Zach for sponsoring tonight as well as Friday night's races. And he blew that thing up, Weaver.
Yeah, that's good, you know.
We'll move on to our post-race coverage. Get results on your screens here in a few moments. Let's go ahead and head down to the pit lane and talk first with our second place finisher. He's the driver of the 029 Chevrolet BSR Kilojoules. KJ, you get a copy.
Yes, Joe, I got you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I wanted to ask you, though, you spun there early on to bring out the caution. You rally back to second. What did you need, though, to catch that 5 truck?
My original setup.
Oh, no.
I mean, I tried something different tonight just because I was struggling getting into the S's with the other setup.
Mm-hmm.
So I made some changes to try to get the front end to be a little more settled.
Okay.
And it was just way too much. I couldn't get the car to rotate from left to right. Worth crap. That's what I can say here on the broadcast. It wouldn't turn like I needed it to, and it was losing rear grip. I finally got the rear end problem fixed on corner X, especially in the little hairpin there. But it just wouldn't change directions fast enough to get the nose where I could get in the throttle and get off the corners good enough. So made the best of a okay day. I had a spin, so I'm pretty sure I got slandered here on the broadcast because I heard the first one who did something would. So
I didn't actually. I thought we were pretty tame. We just said you spun. I didn't try to go too aggressive. Weaver, I don't know. Did you say anything?
No.
Oh, you should have said something. You call me a rookie or like a talent or something.
No, I mean we build you up all the time, KJ. We can't like go back on our word, right? Like that wouldn't. Where's the integrity?
Well, I mean, I did say something earlier. Joe asked me to pick who I thought was going to win. I said I don't think this type of racing really plays into your style as much as others, but
I'm usually pretty decent here. It's just I was off probably half a second, maybe a little more with the setups. I didn't really get a long run in practice. Got here kind of late, so it was kind of just shooting in the dark, see what happened. But it's going to be quickly trash canned. As soon as this interview's over, it's going straight into the trash.
Well, KJ, we'll go ahead and get that thing sent to the trash truck here because it was garbage day for us here at JTN, at least. But a great run for you here tonight, nonetheless. At least maybe learn something that you won't do here in the future. Before I let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. Great partners on the truck, as always. Got great folks behind you. The floor is yours. You know what to do, champ.
All right, thank you, Joe. Here, I guess y'all got security and clearance a lot better this year. I got here in the booth pretty quick.
Yeah,
I didn't have to wait and go through all that other stuff. So, thanks you guys here in the booth. Thanks Weaver for showing up. I haven't seen or talked to you in a while, so good seeing you out here. JTN broadcasting tonight. I always call it Infineon, Sears Point. I don't like calling it Sonoma, but it's always been Sears Point to me. So Sears Point, it's a really technical track. I mean, I don't know how it looks in the broadcast, but it can get spread out real quick. But it's real technical. It's a fun road course. You got to be on top of it every corner. Thanks everybody who showed up tonight. Zach sponsored, I think, all week this week, and he won the race. So good win to Zach. Appreciate sponsoring the league this week. All the admins for each and everything they do here at BSR each and every week for us. That's about all I got. I'm gonna go hide my head in the corner now. So at least I didn't break a gear this week. I usually break a gear on a road course.
Hey, you at least you can't come home with all 4 gears. You know, don't scrap the truck, just scrap the setup, right? Shred up the piece of paper, but don't scrap the truck.
We'll cut the body off and just throw the chassis away.
Yeah. Oh well. Well. BSR Kilojoules, KJ, driver of the 029, your second place finish here tonight. KJ, always a pleasure to talk with you again. Can't thank you enough for your time, and again, congratulations on a great run here.
All right, thank you guys.
That was Kilojoules' second place finisher. Let's go ahead and next talk with our third place finisher. He's the driver of the 028, BSR Monte Keller. Monty, you got a copy?
Yeah. How about that, huh?
How about, hey, we talked about smooth and consistent. I think you held to that throughout this race. What say you?
Yeah, I just didn't want to get laughed. Zach was fast, so KJ had nothing. I'd have been all right if they didn't show up.
Well, one of three trucks to finish on the lead lap. I mean, you're alluding to it. That feels like a good accomplishment with how fast those two were, right?
No, yeah. I just wanted to, not get lapped and, run my race and do the best I could.
What's the outlook then for you for the next 2 nights here at Sonoma?
The same. Survive
in advance?
Yeah, I'm not good at road courses, but I like them. But these guys are just better than I am.
Well, Monty, a great run here tonight, man. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. Great partners on the car. You got great folks to shout out. The floor is yours. You know what to do.
Well, I just want to thank everybody at BSR, Brian and Kathy Boyles. Good win, Zach, and God, just for having fun. I mean, I want to have fun, and thank you guys for putting this on tonight. I know it's an off night, so.
Well, Monty, we always appreciate you, man, for taking some time to come talk with us. We appreciate you guys always doing a great job out there on track. Congratulations on a great run here tonight. It's always a pleasure getting to talk with you after these races. Hope we're talking with you more throughout the rest of the week. Just keep applying this strategy, and I think good things are going to happen for you in this 028 bunch.
Yeah, me too. Thank you, Joe. Yep. Have a good one.
You too. BSR Monte Keller, driver of the 028, your third place finisher here tonight from Infineon. Let's go ahead and finally bring in our race winner. He's the driver of the number 5. He leads 40 of 40 laps. He kind of stunk up the place. He paid us to be here, though, so we'll be happy about it. Zach Rogers. Zach, you got a copy?
I don't know, man. After that, I don't know if I got a copy. Damn.
Man, you throughout the week we talk. Zach's kind of the guy that gives us a lot of our news and notes for the folks out there that don't know behind the scenes. But you talked about putting a lot of practice and a lot of time and effort into getting things right this week. I feel like you did that here tonight. Is that a rewarding feeling, or is it immediately turning your attention to the next 2 nights?
Well, so we mostly did practice for Cup. No shame. I think I logged 160 laps in Cup for race pace. Didn't really do much for trucks. We did a little sim testing Monday night, and then the rest of our laps were really here tonight. It basically drives the same as a Cup car. You just don't have the horsepower and acceleration on exit that you do in a Cup car, and the tires don't really lose their grip. I could run. I think I was actually surprised that I was like 10 laps into the run there before the last run, and I think I ran a 117.1, and I was like, I can still run 117.1 once 10 laps into the run. Like, holy crap. Yeah, I mean, good feeling to win tonight. It was a really good race, only 2 cautions. But obviously the one we really want to win with this number 5 team is tomorrow. So, strategy wise, I felt like I did a good job telling myself what I was going to do. I mean, it was kind of easy to strategize out when you have a 30-second lead, but might not have that tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So, but I knew there at the end, I was like, well, like I want to pit. I would like to pit with 6 to go and I'm about to run out of gas, but I also don't want to be the last one to pit road and then a caution comes out and then I have to pit and 3 people don't. And then we have a 2-lap shootout and like obviously we would have the tire advantage in that hypothetical situation, but it would be stressful because there's only so many zones you can really set up a pass.
Yeah. How tough is it, tonight, obviously, you lapped all but the top 3, right? You lapped all of the podium. How tough is it to kind of navigate lap traffic at this, with the limited passing zones, but then also, you're faster than those guys, right? So how tough is it to kind of navigate that of, hey, maybe I need to wait until this passing zone, or maybe I'm going to be a little more aggressive here to try to get around this guy, even though it's not an opportune time to do so.
Yeah, you basically have to treat lap cars as a yield sign. So, well, I don't mean that in a bad way.
I know what you mean.
I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just going to get taken out of context and I'm going to hear about it the rest of the week. But, you can't just dive it to the inside one corner and then expect them to get out of your way. Especially on road courses, I've always had the mindset of, look, like you hold your line. If you want to move out of the way on a straightaway and let me go, I appreciate it. But if you don't, kind of like what Nelly did, which Nelly has every right to race me, because if he stays on the lead lap there and someone else spins, then he's still on the lead lap. But so when you approach someone like Nelly, you have to be patient. I thought I could maybe get him before we got to the yeses, and that didn't happen. So I just started setting them up for the next passing zone. Didn't quite. Backed it up too much coming out of the yeses, and then I was like, okay, coming to the hairpin, I might have a shot to get him, and it looked like he spun the tires a little bit on acceleration, so I was able to get to his right, but even then he didn't want to let me go. So you
taking it a little personal, huh?
No, it's fine. It's just Nelly. But at that point, I had to make sure that I didn't want to dump him out of the way into the hairpin.
Yeah,
because then that would have ruined everything.
Well, Zach, again, man, a dominant performance here tonight. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity to shout out, thank sponsors and all that, but also want to thank you for bringing us out here tonight to broadcast this one, and then also, of course, bringing us out for Friday night. Looking forward to a fun week of road course racing. But before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. Floor is yours. Thank all those pretty sponsors that get you out to the racetrack and give you such a dominant race truck.
Yeah, Joe. Well, so since we have 3 races this week, I was told I should keep it series specific. So for tonight, I'm just going to thank Steve's Antioxidant Brew, which was on the truck here today. Got the W. And then also Rockwell, which, just see my papers here. We will have Rockwell back on the truck next week at Lowe's. So only the 2 sponsors here in the Truck Series, but gotta thank them both. Of course, thank you for being able to broadcast this with Weaver. I'm looking forward to watching it back. I might stay up late tonight since I took the rest of the week off, so might stay up and watch that. And then oh man, I'm just like losing track here now. Oh boy, like this is a terrible thank you session. Got to thank Magoo and everyone here at Bomb Squad Racing for putting on the show. A lot of these guys don't like the track, but they still come out and race. So without them, we wouldn't have had as good of a race or as many people show up. You gotta appreciate that. And thank Brian and Kathy Voiles, of course, for all the stuff they do on the Cup side, and thanking them ahead of time. And we'll thank them again tomorrow night if I get the opportunity for tomorrow night's stream. Thank you again for Death Craver 1 to Go partnership. I didn't want to bother my painter because he's got a lot on his plate, but thinking about getting a Death Craver truck done.
Heck yeah.
And might as well put you on the spot here with your blessing. I'd like to stick a JTN sticker on the quarter panel somewhere, to signify our partnership. All right, yeah.
Of course.
You got to have a JTN logo somewhere here at Bomb Squad when the 8 don't show up,
Hey, it's got, it's JTN stickers give you like 15 extra horsepower is what I was told. So
yeah, except when I wear GTN shirts on broadcast nights, I always get cursed. So,
yeah, it's not a sticker though.
It's like an instant jinx when I wear the T-shirt with Bristol on it, which I love Bristol, but like, man, the T-shirt just half the time it's like a hex.
Yeah, no, I get you. He's like a hex,
But yeah, that's all I got.
Fair enough. Well, Zach, enjoy night 1. Don't go too heavy on the wine tonight because we got 2 more races throughout the week, man.
There's no beer in the fridge.
There we go. Congratulations on the win. Again, can't thank you enough for sponsoring us, for coming out here tonight, and for bringing us out for Friday night, as well as the Death Craver 1 to Go partnership. And man, again, congratulations on the win here to kick off the week of road course racing with our friends here at Bomb Squad.
Yep, hope to talk to you tomorrow night and Friday night, and hopefully both as a winner again.
Looking forward to it. Zach Rogers, driver of the number 5, your dominant 40 of 40 lap leader race winner here tonight from Sonoma. Weaver, that's going to wrap up night 1. You'll be here for night 2. Chris will be here for night 3. So, I mean, how do you sum up night 1 with Truck Series action and really a lack of incidents?
I think it was a great start for the week here. It gives us a good idea what to look at for the rest of the week. How will each driver manage the track and be able to take the fight out there to whoever's got the strongest vehicle. Tonight it was Zach Rogers. We'll have to see if that stands true for tomorrow, or if somebody could go out there and set some fast laps with them.
It's going to be a good one, folks. Tomorrow night, make sure you tune in 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Same time, same place, right here on JTN. As always, want to remind you, if you haven't already, click the like button and subscribe. It helps support us so much here. We just got over 1,500 subscribers, so thank you for that. Remember, you can also follow us on our social media to keep up to date with everything we have going on here on JTN. Facebook, Twitter, /X, Instagram, and TikTok. We're on all those platforms to keep you updated and keep you saturated with content from us here on JTN. A big thank you, as always, goes out to Bomb Squad Racing League, Brian and Kathy Voiles, for what they do for us here at JTN, for what they do to sponsor BSR, and also a big thank you again to Zach Rogers for sponsoring, bringing us out to tonight's race as well, again, as Friday's event here to cap off a week of racing from Infineon. It's going to be a good one, folks. Tune in tomorrow night, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time, for all of us here at JTN. For Bristol, our producer, for my colleague Joseph Weaver, I've been JoeTowNetwork. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks.
3 wide for second, but Sean Whitehill is going to bring it home and win the race at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Ricky J closing up, off turn 4. He's going to have a run to the inside. He blocks into the grass. Checkers out. Hardy wins it.
Ricky, what's going on in your brain right now?
Yeah, putting on 4 big rubber shoes and 2 gallons of, not 2 gallons, 2 cans of exploding dino juice here, Joe.
Down to the tunnel turn. These guys are throwing it through there and around to the back.
No.
The wall, as well as RJ Bishop. Down in front of Keith Hughes. Oh, no! Big hit. RJ Bishop. Oh, my God.
Oh,
Ricky
big
J,
wreck.
big crash into the wall.
Oh,
the leaders
no.
have wrecked. Ricky J is upside down. Magoo is hard in the wall. Tyler Mallon escapes with no damage. Everybody else in this main group, including Nelly, is junk.
Through the north chute they'll go. The 24's into the wall. Almost contact there. The 10 with the shallow entry into turn 4. It's going to be a drag race down the front straightaway. Folks, the 24's in the wall. They make contact around. Napick goes on through the flip. Rich Napick's going to win the Culver Bluff 200 in thrilling fashion.